we made a determination along with a lot of the other staff organizations to kind of keep a lot of our structure in place through COVID. And that's worked out pretty well. I mean, after the PDS, we've hosted over 2 years, 9 webinars. We've reached over 650 participants and, continued to plan additional events for the upcoming year. We submitted a proposal for Summit this year to do a session on cybersecurity, which got approved. Unlike prior years, we just had 3 or 4 slots we were going to fill. This year, we actually had to kind of put a proposal forth. So we had an opportunity to be able to present. That'll be coming in November. I think we're doing it on November the 4th. Will be the one kind of NALIT sponsored session that we'll be doing. And again, we've already started meeting about, the additional programming we're going to offer this year since our PDS was canceled again this year. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Looks like Martha just came in. Welcome to Martha, our NCSL staff chair, and JJ's here. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us today. One of the things we weren't able to do last year because we didn't have our meeting was, as part of our bylaws, we're supposed to make sure we adopt our meetings from our 2019 business meeting. So if everybody's okay with that, we'll start off with that and get that out of the way. Everybody should have received copies of those notes from that meeting. And hopefully you got a chance to review them if you were interested. If not, we will now just go ahead and take care of that. So is anybody willing to offer a motion to accept the 2019 NALIT business meeting minutes?
So moved.
How about a second?
Second.
Excellent. All in favor? Just raise your hand. How about that one? Just like we'll do a Zoom hand raise. All right. Thanks, everybody. Anybody opposed? All right, excellent. Thanks, everybody. We'll get that out of the way. Again, welcome. I'm not sure how many of our executive committees on the board are officers. I don't see Soren on yet. Soren was coming in just a little bit late. He's our vice chair this year from Idaho. Nate, I know, is on, and he from Wisconsin. He's our current secretary. And then Cindy has joined us. She's our past chair. We do have some of our directors that are kind of roll out this year, as Soren will have an opportunity, assuming that he's elected, which it always happened that way in the past, to replace some of those directors. Guillermo from Louisiana, I think he's on. Hello, Guillermo. Michael from Kentucky and Delynn from Washington. They'll be rolling off as from our directors group this year. Michael Norris and Dave Vareja from Indiana, and Michael from Washington will be holding on for another year. And as you guys know, we talked about this with our directors group about whether or not we were going to have PDS this year. Unfortunately, we made the hard decision to hold off on that. And we'll be rescheduling that for 2022. I'm going to turn a little bit of time over to Nate because we've got some good news just in the last couple of days on our 2022 PDS. Nate, you want to take over for a second?
Sure. Yeah, this is good news for those that have been to Wisconsin before, but the PDS dates have been now available as September. Let's see here. What is it? September 20. Let me get my exact dates right. September 25th through the 30th. So, yep. And in Madison. So we're looking forward to that. That's a great time of year in Wisconsin. It's not too hot, but it's also not fall weather for Wisconsin. So it should be nice, sunny, and good weather for us all to get together and share our experiences.
Great, thanks, Nate. We're all looking excited for that, and I'm sure the new planning committee will be, talking after we kind of get done planning some of the other things we've got for this fall. We'll start talking about PDS next year and what we're going to do, and that's exciting to get everybody back in person again. I love seeing everybody on Zoom, but it'd be much better back in person. Is Soren on yet? I don't see Soren. Soren was going to handle some of the NALIT awards we've got. So, okay, maybe we'll just postpone.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and let Martha and JJ say a few words.
Sure.
And then we'll cycle into the election, and hopefully he'll get here in the next minute or so.
That's great. Turn time over to Martha then, and JJ.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. It's so good to see all these faces here. In fact, I see my very own Cody Rivers from Georgia, and I see Joel Redding from Kentucky. We had the Online Democracy Award winning Georgia website, And then the Kentucky team was recognized. And I think the whole South just shuddered with applause when both of those were awarded. So congratulations, guys. Definitely NALIT. Everything that you do has gotten us through the last 2 years. You are the unsung heroes. You've made it work. And it is an incredible lift that you were able to do so much to make sure that all of us could do our jobs. I'm sitting at home right now, and it wouldn't be possible if we didn't have such a great IT team in Georgia. But so to that end, I mean, you're in your professional staff association now, and that is the heartbeat of how you learn to share the best practices and hone your skills. And NCSL has lots of other things that you can jump in for and get some training for, leadership or whatever. But the heartbeat is definitely here. So just by being here, you are making an impact. And the better that we are in our jobs, the more enhanced the public opinion is going to be of what we do and government work and democracy at large. And we all know it's a little challenged at the moment. So I just want to say thank you for the hard work that you've done. And it's really great to see everybody's faces here. And I cannot wait until we can all get together in person again. So thanks for the minute, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Martha.
Hi, I'm JJ Gentry. I see some familiar faces in this group as well, like Martha said, that we see from time to time, but I see some strangers, so I want to introduce myself. I am an attorney from South Carolina, and I work for the South Carolina Senate, and I am the current NCSL vice chair, staff vice chair. I'll be taking over for Martha in her position as chair come November when we have the summit, and we'll lead NCSL through from the summit back through the next summit, which will probably be in August. So one thing I noticed looking at this group compared to the other ones that I've introduced myself is you can tell this is a tech group because I think I count like 4 or 5 headsets, fancy fun headsets and everything. So I don't see that in the other groups as much. So they must give you all those. But I just want to let you know, as we prepare for me to take over in November, I'm looking forward to working with the new leaders who are elected out of your group, and that I'd like to hear from you folks. If you want to reach out to me, I'm going to put my contact information. If you'd like to talk to me before November about this group or about NCSL as an organization, LSCC, anything you'd like to talk about, you're welcome to contact me at any time. And I look forward to working with you. Thanks.
Thanks, JJ.
So Soren has not joined us. Do you want to go to the awards next?
Go to the nominating committee because Soren was doing the awards. So.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Let's go to the nominating committee. Sorry about that.
Yep. So I'll turn some time over to Cindy. Then she can talk about our slate of nominees for the new chair and vice chair and secretary for the year.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. And hello, everybody. As past chair, it was part of my duties to be the lead on the nominating committee this year. And I want to say thanks for Jim Bell and Cody Malloy. I know I saw Cody's in here. Thank you all so much. We got together and we've got a slate of nominees for you. That would be for Soren Jacobson, who hasn't joined us yet, to be the upcoming chair for the next year. And Nate Rohan, who I think is on the call, to be the vice chair. And Dave Burhop, who has served the last couple of years as one of the directors, is willing to serve as secretary for us for next year. And so that's the slate of nominees that the committee has put together for you.
Great. Thank you, Cindy. I know we struggled there for a while to find some folks to come in for to fill that secretary spot. So thanks to Dave for doing that. He was going to be awesome. I love Dave. So we'll go ahead. The committee has now presented their slate of nominees. Are there any additional nominees or nominations from the floor of anybody? All right. Can I go ahead and have a motion that we accept the recommendation of the nominating committee then?
I'll make a motion, we accept it.
Great. A second?
I second it.
Okay. All in favor of the slate offered by the nominating committee? Raise your hand. Great. Any opposed? All right, congratulations to all the new officers. I know Soren is going to do a great job, and Nate and Dave, all three of them have been highly involved over the last several years in keeping this kind of moving down the path and getting all the things accomplished and done that we did. I just know they're going to do a fabulous job, and I look forward to helping them out in any way I can over the next year. So congratulations. I'm not sure anybody else is on other than Nate. I didn't see Dave either.
No, I think he's tied up. Soren just texted me and he's on his way in. He's having technical difficulties.
Great. So while we're waiting, we talked about census numbers coming in. Is anybody else planning a continued session this afternoon to deal with redistricting? Nobody? Big deal for us. So we actually didn't go sine die in Indiana this year. So we held on to our current session, and we'll be coming back in session. It looks like maybe the 1st of September to try to get all of our redistricting stuff done. Just curious, is anybody else doing a public portal for map drawing for redistricting?
Yes, Louisiana is going to have a session next year, and we have a portal right now already in place with information from 2010, of course, and the 2000. We read the numbers are coming in, I think, at the end of next week. So we're going to prepare some things for that portal.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, I'm obviously probably in every state. It's not specific to Wisconsin, but for sure it is a hot topic issue or a sensitive issue here. And so the governors, we have split government, so we have a Democratic governor and Republican legislature. So the Democratic governor is advocating for this thing called the People's Commission, and he has a public website to for people to use any one of these multiple sort of freely available redistricting websites. I think there's one called, I think it's like Bob's Redistricting or something. And then, which doesn't sound like a real website, but it actually is. And there's some other ones. I can't think of the names offhand, but so that it's a political thing, certainly. I mean, it's probably the most political thing there is, but they do have one. The legislature is statutorily required to draw the plan. It's not the governor that draws the plan. So the legislature is in our state's constitution required to draw it. So we do not have a public input plan right now for the legislature, but it's definitely been a topic of conversation, Jeff. I'll say that, definitely.
Any updates?
So Soren's still having challenges.
I'm not sure I have all that information. Do you have that, Kay? You can just present it for us.
He just asked me if we've done the awards yet. So he's trying to get in, but I will pull them up just in case. So just bear with me a half a second here.
Sure.
Hey, Jeff, thank you. This is Tim from Alaska. Thank you for pulling double duty there. Really appreciate your extended tenure through all of this. You got a lot more than you bargained for when you signed up, but we really appreciate you maintaining continuity here. So I'm sure it's with a little bit of excitement, sadness, and a heck of a lot of relief being able to hand the reins off here soon.
Oh, I'm glad to keep helping out any way I can, for sure. I think it's probably just good for everybody to get over the fact I might have been a dictator and just taken over. So I just stayed away from filing another motion this year to stay in one more year. So good.
Chair for life, right?
Chair for life. I think it was the first in the history of NALIT. That probably was the first in the history of a lot of organizations carrying over like that.
That's true. So I'll go ahead and get started, and we'll hope that Soren is able to come in and just take over for me. So the 2021 NALIT Legislative Staff Achievement Awards, we have two recipients. The Kentucky Legislative Research Commission, Office of Computing and Information Technology. And they did some really amazing things this year. One of the things that I thought was really interesting was the idea that they made major system upgrades at the same time as they were dealing with all of the shift to a more remote setting. And so they were actually doing the planned major upgrades at the same time as they were ramping up to do new things. So I thought that was really cool, and really impressed with the team. And I think that they just did an amazing job. And obviously the team is comprised of a very large group of people. But I wanted to point out that Cindy Odell and Joel Redding are a part of that team. And Michael Ganeshan is also a part of that team. So I wanted to point that out and say hello to them and thank you to them for their hard work. No sign of Nate. Okay, I'll keep going. The second Legislative Staff Achievement Award went to the Virginia House of Delegates, their Clerk's Office of Information Technology team. And theirs was kind of an unusual situation. We talked a little bit about it last year at one of the NALIT virtual sessions, when they suddenly discovered that the House was going to need to convene and that their chamber was not large enough to have the appropriate social distancing. They decided to put up a tent on the lawn and run everything from there, which meant that the IT team had to shift everything to the lawn, which was a major feat. Then as they moved forward, they wanted to facilitate secure voting. So they actually configured 100 iPads so that they could do the voting on those iPads and nowhere else. So that was kind of cool. And then added to that was that later in the session, they decided to hold a special session, and they had to shift then to a basketball court. And so this shifting from large location to large location, and obviously in the case of the lawn, it's not like it's wired for IT. So they had to really move heaven and earth to make these things happen, and very impressed. And that team includes Sharon Crouch-Steidel and Troy Adkins. And so I wanted to mention those folks and thank them for their work. And then finally, the last award is the Online Democracy Award. And this one is near and dear to all of our hearts because it's all about making sure that the citizens are able to access their own legislature. The legislature that won this year is the Georgia General Assembly. Congratulations to them. Their website was recognized for professional presentation that offers an easy way to, and helpful to find information as citizens. And the team, when I listened to the group who served on this awards committee, which is, there are 2 from Links, 2 from NALIT, and then 1 who's appointed by NCSL staff chair. So those 5 people got together and went through all of these nominations, and there were a large number of them. What they were so impressed with Georgia was that on their main page, they really had kind of this continuity, the under the gold theme, under the gold dome theme. They really liked that. They were very impressed with that. They were impressed with the whole package. And so we were delighted that, that the Georgia General Assembly was chosen, and congratulations.
Yeah, I would just say congratulations to Kentucky and Virginia and Georgia. For one thing, for all the time I've been involved, this was probably the most nominations I think we've seen, and they were all fantastic. So as I read through them, I wasn't on the committee, but as chair, I read through them, took a look at them. Just a lot of great work, I think, all around the country by legislative IT staff. We all were faced with a lot of the same challenges. You know, how do we deal with close quarters in some of our chambers? How do we potentially move to larger groups? How do we provide social distancing and barriers? And the list just goes on and on and on with everything that we were tasked with. And, you know, it's just, I know here in Indiana and everything I've heard around the country, it's just been kind of rave reviews from the legislators for everything that we've been able to do and accomplish and get done. And it's been good exposure for us, I think. The other thing,
Jeff?
yeah, go ahead.
This is Troy from Virginia. I want to mention as well, Paul Penner's on the call, but shout out to his team. He's the lead, the dev team lead. And along with what we did, they turned around that web voting app in 3 months' time for secure voting for our floor session and committee. So didn't want to leave him out.
No, absolutely fantastic. I saw a couple nominations about software packages, software programs that were developed at the last minute, right, to provide, like, you know, signing up for committee registrations and voting systems and all these things that were just put together so fast by all of our teams. What a great job. I mean, other thing I've been hearing from organizations all around the country is that, you know, with a lot of the remote work that happened and our staffs working remotely and trying to integrate with people that were on staff, what a great job everybody did accommodating to that also. It was just, you know, we just really all stepped up this year and just did a fantastic job and really allowed us to kind of shine and get some spotlight where maybe we don't always get the spotlight. So great job, everybody. Congratulations to all the groups that won the awards. Nice job. Still no Soren, or we're not going to get it.
And he keeps sending me messages that he's trying desperately to get in. Apparently, he's having some kind of a connection problem.
No acceptance speech, so he's gonna no acceptance.
Oh, here he comes! Here he comes! Wait.
No PDS. Come on, Soren, get in here.
Oh, no.
This is his moment to shine.
Okay, he's coming in hot.
That's what he said in his email to us. He may be coming in hot.
Okay, he's connecting to audio. Fingers crossed, guys. Well, in this new Zoom world, it would not be normal if we didn't have some kind of catastrophe.
Kay, do you have a picture of Soren? You can put it up and give his speech for him, and we'll just pretend like it came from him.
I think I can dig one up if I have to. Soren, unmute if you can.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yay!
There he is. We can. Just in time for your acceptance speech.
Oh, hey, good. Okay. Sorry about this. I have no internet. So I'm on my phone with a bad internet connection, which is why I don't have my video on. But so I take it that means we're towards the end of the agenda here?
We were stalling for you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, I appreciate it. So where exactly are we?
We are at your acceptance speech at the very end of our agenda.
Oh, okay. So this is where the little note from Kay says, talk about my vision.
There it is. You're there.
And we're there. Okay. So, and hopefully by this point, Jeff, you've done what I wanted to do here and thank Kay for the work that she's done. And so I'll take a minute and just say, Jeff, and if this has already been done, I apologize, but I think it's worth doing anyway. This is the chair role, I think, is enough to keep you busy, but then to do it for 2 years during a pandemic, I think that's yeoman's work. And hopefully we've somewhere in this agenda, we've expressed a little appreciation for Jeff, but I think it's important maybe that we take a second and say thanks for the 2 works of chairman work you've done.
Thank you.
As far as a vision, you know, my first thought for a vision is, man, let's get back to normal. Let's start meeting each other in person and just get away from this COVID stuff. But I also thought a little bit, you know, with COVID, there's been a lot of stuff that hasn't been wonderful, but, you know, we get to drive up to a sidewalk and pick up our food and some other stuff that I think everybody kind of thought, well, I'd like to keep that. And I think really for the next year, and we're kind of seeing this, you know, in our agendas for the meetings and stuff we have coming up. I think there's a real opportunity to sort of capture some stuff we've done really well in the last year and a half or whatever. really kind of sharpen the saw. And I think that's probably a lot of the focus for this next year, is just sort of saying, what have we done really well? How can we capture that and make that sort of the new foundation that we start from? And so that's, I think, the biggest thing. I think we've done a really good job with some of the online outreach and that sort of thing. So maintaining that, maybe even when we get back in person, kind of keeping that going, I think is important. But those are the kind of things that really resonate with me as far as where do we want to go in the next year. But I am really looking forward to, and sorry, there's a truck going by here. I'm really looking forward to getting back and working with people face to face, and that good interaction we have with these NALIT meetings where we sit around a table and really hammer some stuff out. I think it's going to be great to get back to that. So that kind of my thoughts. I'm a little scattered trying to get connected here.
No worries, that's great. One thing that I would add is that if any of you have ideas for content coming up, we would welcome your suggestions. If you want to talk about those, you're welcome to do that. Or you can put them in the chat if you don't want to talk about them, but please let us know if there are things that you would like for us to cover, because we would be happy to do that. We welcome any suggestions for content for NALIT.
And just so Soren knows, no, I was waiting to the end to thank everybody. It was on my list, even though Kay didn't put it on the list, especially Kay for all her hard work. Thank you to NCSL for putting all the platforms and everything together that allowed us to do the webinars and all the things that we needed to do to try to keep everybody engaged. We got some fantastic information out to the people at critical times about how other states were taking care of these problems. I know for me, it helped us to hear what other states are doing. It helped us provide direction. It helped us not go down the wrong rabbit holes, to look at what other states did. And we appreciate NCSL's support on this and helping us, just continue to get information out and to get in front of everybody as much as we possibly could, getting surveys out. Some of the surveys that are getting ready to come out and just came out are fantastic information to help just kind of really gather all the things that we did over the last couple of years and through this COVID process, and just to make sure we're capturing it all and getting a handle on what everybody else did. It's just so helpful. So again, thanks NCSL for everything you did for us, keeping us all connected over this tough last couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Can I post a comment here? A second. So with the summit coming up, are we tracking for any activities, whatever size, how many people could show up with the variants running around? Are we planning on having some NALIT sessions there, whatever capacity that is?
NALIT has one session there because we had to negotiate a much smaller platform than we've used in the past.
Right.
Basically, Jeff was talking earlier that we had to, all of the topics that ended up on the summit agenda had to be applied for. So we had to submit proposals. And so we got one in, and Jeff, it would be great if you wanted to talk to everyone about that one session so that everyone knows about that. Yep. And then we can pitch it to Angela Andrews to talk about the other aspect of tracking.
Sure, absolutely. So we, as usual, we get a lot of requests for cybersecurity type information. So we kind of just regrouped and thought about what's the best thing we can do, especially in this odd year where we may not see the 6,000-7,000 people there, but it's going to be more focused on legislators. We had one opportunity to get out in front of them. So we've put a fantastic panel together. We're still getting the last couple of people together. It's going to be kind of an open roundtable type discussion on cybersecurity. We're going to discuss things like BYOD, multi-factor authentication. We're going to have a couple of legislators on the panel, at least one or two. We've got somebody from the FBI, from CISA, one of the senior Mandiant folks from FireEye that are actually responded to a couple of the large ransomware attacks and attacks that have happened across the country. Will be there to join us too, and really talk about what we can do as a legislature and how the legislators can help us as IT staff to be able to implement some of the policies and procedures and mitigations in place to help us continue to protect the legislature in the process. So I think it's going to be a great session. I think it's scheduled for an hour. It's going to be on the 4th. I don't know that we have a specific time yet, but that's the plan. I'm flying in on the evening of the 3rd. We'll do it on the 4th, and then I'm flying home shortly thereafter. But super excited to be there and to be able to talk to everybody. And hopefully it'll be a big session with a lot of people there, because I think there's going to be some great content. We're working on all that now. So yeah, we're excited to do it.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I know that you need to run because you have another meeting to go to, but we really appreciate your talking about that real quick before we let you out the door.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yep, bye-bye.
And Angela, I will kick it to you.
Yeah, just about the summit in general, I will share, we're still in the kind of planning stages for additional staff programming. We'll have 2 broad-based staff professional development programs, our typical legislative staff university and our staff breakfast. Speakers for those and topics are still being determined, but hopefully we'll know here in the next few weeks. I think, as Kay had mentioned, this is a smaller meeting for us. Just given, as we all know, this uncertainty continues, just thinking about what may be headed our way in the next few months. So, and in addition to it, just us planning in CSL for a smaller meeting, the meeting is condensed too. If you do have seen our summit website and just taken a look at the draft schedule, we actually cut out a day off the schedule. And this is just kind of feedback from our officers and attendees about the length of the meeting. So this is our opportunity to try that as well. So things are really condensed. So I would just say, and space is somewhat limited. So keep on looking out for information Kay sends regarding the NALIT programming and then staff programming in general from NCSL. And we're working to get those pieces figured out here soon. So I'm happy to answer any questions about the summit. Anything else you may have.
So Angela, the draft sessions aren't, other than the high level on the website, there's not the individual workshops yet, or the app event isn't ready yet. That's still under.
No, the app event will come eventually. And I believe in the next week or so, we'll put those other sessions up on the webpage.
Excellent. Okay. Very good.
Thank you, Angela. Soren, do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I'm assuming you've covered everything that was on the agenda. We were going to solicit ideas, but you've done that.
Yeah, and we did the awards, and it's interesting because in this new virtual world, everyone seems to be really efficient, and we get through things about twice as fast as we used to. So kudos to everyone who's a part of the executive committee putting it all together and doing it so quickly.
Yeah, usually
it has been sort of a surprise because it just moves so fast.
Yeah, usually a technical difficulty only gets me out of 1 or 2 agenda items instead of the whole agenda.
Well, thank you so much.
I'm trying to think. The only thing, did you, and I don't know how many people are on the call, did we wind up doing introductions? I know we were going to think about doing that later on. And
we did not. If you'd like to do that, we could certainly do that now before everyone gets off the call. Would everyone like to introduce themselves? You already know who I am, so I'm not going to say anything. Tim, would you like to start?
Sure. Tim Banaszak with the Alaska Legislative Affairs Agency, the CIO for the legislature.
Cindy?
Hi, Cindy Odell with the Legislative Research Commission in Kentucky. I'm the manager for service and support, and now the past chair of NALIT.
Joel?
Hello, I'm Joel Redding, Chief Information Officer, Legislative Research Commission, Kentucky.
Paul?
Paul Penner, Virginia House, team lead.
Nate?
Hey, everybody. Nate Rowan. I'm the Deputy Director at the Wisconsin Legislative Technology Services Bureau.
Kyle.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kyle Forster. I'm the IT Manager for North Dakota Legislative Council.
Cody.
I'm Cody Malloy, and I'm a Legislative IT Specialist for the North Dakota Legislative Council.
Soren.
Hi, I'm Soren Jacobson. I am, well, word on the street is I'm now the NALIT chair. I wasn't actually here for it. But I am a senior IT specialist from Idaho Legislature.
Hilary.
Hello, I'm Hilary Carruthers. I'm with the South Dakota Legislative Research Council. I'm their IT support specialist. I work with staff and legislators on both the House and Senate side.
Kurt.
Kurt McDowell, Director of Ohio Legislative Information Systems.
Gordon.
Hi, my name's Gordon Rivers. I'm just here to thank you for the award on behalf of my development team.
Guillermo.
Guillermo Cordon, Louisiana Legislature, Senior Digital Media Specialist for both House and Senate, web development, and the video streaming mainly.
Alan. I think Alan's been having connection problems today too. He is multitasking. All right, I understand that. Okay, John Heining.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Heining. I'm an attorney from Texas, and I'm the immediate past staff chair of NCSL.
JJ.
Well, I think I introduced myself earlier, but
I'm going to make you do it again.
JJ Gentry, from South Carolina, attorney from South Carolina, and I'm the current vice chair.
Thank you, JJ. One last time for you, Martha, and then I'll introduce NCSL staff.
Great. Thanks again for letting me be here. Martha Wigton, the director of the House Budget Research Office for Georgia, and really, really proud to serve as your NCSL staff chair.
Thank you. Jen Stewart.
Hi, I'm Jen Stewart, and I'm a policy analyst with NCSL, and I'm the liaison to links.
Megan McClure.
Hi, everybody. Megan McClure, NCSL Legislative Staff Services Program and liaison to the legislative librarians and leadership staff.
Angela Andrews.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Good to see some familiar faces. And fortunately, I got to see Joel in person a week ago. So nice to see you again. Angela Andrews with our Legislative Staff Services Program, co-liaison to the Sergeants and Services Association, and support the your Staff Advisory Committee. Thanks.
Thank you. Troy, did I miss you?
That's okay.
Sorry,
Hello, everyone.
you disappeared off my screen.
I do that often. No. Hello, everyone. Troy Adkins with the Virginia House Network Administration.
Thank you. And I am your liaison, Kay Warnock. Did I miss anyone else? Okay. All right. Thank you all. I really appreciate your taking time out of your day. We know that you're very busy, and we really appreciate your time. And definitely, please send me emails, send emails to Soren, and let us know content that you'd like to have for NALIT. We are happy to put on virtual meetings on a myriad of topics, and we just need suggestions from you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your participation today. And thank you for sitting here and introducing yourselves. And we will give you an extra 15 minutes back because we're done.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Good seeing everybody.
Good evening, everybody. Bye.
Take care.